Why are you here? Sourcing the meaning of life. Visit us at yruhere.tv or rameshrichard.com.
Why are you here? If you looked at the previous episodes of this presentation, you can address the issue of the search for significance in terms of meaning, why, the why of meaning. You can also look at the what of meaning, the meaning of meaning itself. Now I'm going to look at the where of meaning, directions for meaning, but sourcing meaning. The story is told about a man who was fed up with his wife's cat, tried to lose it, took his wife's cat about 10 kilometers away, and before he got home, the cat was already there waiting for him. So the next day, he took the cat 20 kilometers away and tried to lose the cat. But again, the same thing happened before he got home. The cat was already there waiting for the man to return. The man was frustrated with his wife's cat, and so he decided he's going to take this cat as far as possible and confuse the cat in such a way that the cat will never get home. So he took a right turn and a left turn and a right turn, a left and a left turn, and went across a bridge and took another right turn and a left turn, and finally got to a place where he thought that was a perfect place to lose the cat. Hours later, he phoned his wife and said, "Is a stupid cat there?" And the wife says, "Yes." Says, "Put that cat on the phone because I need directions to the house." That's perhaps how you're facing life. You don't have a destination, you don't have directions. That's why the subtitle of this talk is Sourcing the Meaning of Life. Sourcing, as you know, is a business term on how to find goods and services. Usually it has to do with tangible goods and services, but we're talking about meaning. The meaning of life question is an intangible goods and service, and you want to find it. Now here are some options on how you go about finding or sourcing the meaning of life. You can go inside yourself. We call it insourcing. Now you cannot find the meaning of life inside you. You've been asking for this all this while. Insourcing is trying to see somewhere inside the depth of your heart if there's possibly the meaning of life. This is where the nihilists are good. They say there's a genetic constitutional defect which prevents you from meaning. Now, it doesn't prevent you from the need for meaning, and doesn't prevent you from the yearning for meaning, but I agree with them. You have a defect inside. So it's the in-source problem. It's a human nature problem. A burglar was asked to pay his income taxes, and since he didn't have any money, he went to a store to break in and find some money in the safe. He was about to break open the safe when he saw a note which said, "Please do not use dynamite. The safe is already open." Relieved, he opens the knob, and immediately a sandbag falls and flattens him. The whole store is floodlit, and sirens keep going, and finally, when the policemen got him, they put him in a stretcher. As he was being carried out, he says, "My belief in human nature is very disappointing." That's what happens if you try to go inside yourself in order to find the meaning of life. There are some people who say you go inside, but the human nature situation is very disappointing. You need something outside you to give you the meaning of life. Sourcing could also be what may be called outsourcing. You know, that particular subcontracting of non-core functions to possible suppliers who can help you out. Outsourcing seems to be very popular now, but it's only for non-core functions. The finding of meaning is a core function inside you. The religions of the world think you can outsource meaning finding, but there's nothing inside you to outsource. You have no value in the meaning finding because of human nature. Remember, there's a constitutional genetic defect. Everyone else faces the same problem. You outsource it, they face the same problem. Why do you want to go to somebody else who has the same problem as you to be the supplier of meaning, the source of meaning in your life? A young man wanted to find the meaning of life so urgently and expectantly. He had studied everything, he read all the books, but he heard about a hermit on the Himalayas. Made his way up there, finally got up to one of the tall mountains in Nepal, and found a man meditating. His beard was long, and he looked like the classic holy man. And he says to him, "Sir, honored teacher, you have been recommended to me as the one who can tell me the meaning of life. Could you please give me the secret?" And the hermit stroked his beard and said, "Life is a mountain." And the young man said, "Life is a mountain?" And the hermit said, "You mean life is not a mountain?" The problem is outsourcing. You have a problem, and you go into other people who have a problem, and guess what? Not only do we need a source outside us, we need a source beyond us. Not only greater than, but stronger than. What about crowdsourcing? You know, crowdsourcing, we put the word out and get everybody's opinion on what could be the solution to a problem that you have. The problem with crowdsourcing the meaning of life is the fact that others are facing the same problem, and in cumulative collective ignorance, we're not going to find the answers. That's called the herd mentality of the herd. Somehow thinking because I can't have the meaning of life, if we put all our ignorance together, it's a classical logical fallacy of composition and division. In crowdsourcing, there is none. In 1982, when there was a war between Britain and Argentina, the pilots of the Royal Air Force in this most beautiful area of the world saw penguins and their interest in airplanes, and since they were bored, they decided to entertain the penguins. They'll fly by the beach, and 10,000 penguins will watch the planes fly, and then the pilots will come back, and 10,000 penguins will watch the planes fly. It's almost like a slow tennis game. Now, since they were bored, the pilots decided to complicate this for the penguins. They would fly to the penguins right above them, and the penguins would go up, 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 and when they flew up, all would fall on the ground watching the airplanes fly. Now, that's kind of the situation we are in. Crowdsourcing, there is no solutions, there's no sources, there's no supplies. Because we can't just outsource and get something, can't get in-source and get some input. Can't just crowdsource and get the solution. We need somebody greater than, higher than, and stronger than a situation. Can we find the meaning of life elsewhere? Why are you here? Write to me. I'd like to hear from you right away, because I think we can help sharpen, evaluate, and guide you in the pursuit of the meaning of life.
Why are you here? Sourcing the meaning of life. Visit us at yruhere.tv or rameshrichard.com.